All right, guys, the time has come. It is my review of Darren Aronofsky's Mother. One warning up top with this one, though. I don't want to delve into spoilers, but to me it does feel kind of necessary to mention the allegory. So if that is something you want to discover for yourself during the movie, which is totally fair, you might want to watch this review after you've already seen it. So with that out of the way now, some light plot details for you. The film stars Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem as two unnamed characters. They're a married couple living in a secluded home in a field. He's an accomplished poet who is currently having a tough time conjuring ideas for his next book, and she spends her days fixing up their home, which had previously been destroyed in a fire. One day, a stranger played by Ed Harris knocks on their door in need of a place to stay, and his arrival kicks off a string of events that ruins the beauty and sense of calm that Lawrence's character created. Full disclosure with this one, I went into Mother aware that it was an allegory. Sometimes it's just vital to my job to be aware of certain things so that I can plan and prep coverage for a movie's release. So I did know to look out for some special connection or meaning, but I didn't know the specifics of what it was. The thing is, though, going into it looking for anything at all wound up tipping me off pretty fast, and I was confident I had it figured out by the time Ed Harris's sons came into the picture. If you're still watching this review, you know that I'm going to mention the allegory. So if you're with me right now, here it goes. Mother is a biblical allegory, and in it, Lawrence's character represents Mother Earth, and Bardem's character is the poet/God. So after the movie wrapped up, one of the big questions I had on my mind was, should someone go into Mother blind or having some sort of idea of what to look for? Clearly, I can only speak for myself, but I'm kind of glad I went into my first viewing with the drive to stay alert and to look for more. Of course, it's crossed my mind that maybe I did rob myself of getting to experience the movie as purely as possible, and going in blind might have led me to developing my own personal interpretation, but I do suspect that had I not known the little that I did, there's a good chance I would have walked out confused, frustrated, and unsatisfied. Instead, though, I was mostly engaged and felt Lawrence's frustration, not my own. And this is one of the reasons why I really appreciate Aronofsky's approach and his choice to represent Mother as a human character. I'm a pretty neat, organized person, and I take pride in decorating and cleaning my apartment. So when someone comes in and messes it up, I don't appreciate it. So on that level, I instantly connected to Lawrence in the film because I felt for her. And that winds up being a great 1-2 punch when I also look at her as Mother Earth. The sense of entitlement some have when in another person's home in the context of this movie is upsetting. But when you take that very relatable, almost tangible response and apply it to Earth, it's disturbing. There are a number of commendable components of Mother, but a big reason it works at all is Jennifer Lawrence. She works that range from calm to furious just so well, and there are so many moments when her reactions are internal, but you can still understand and feel them. And the way Aronofsky captures her performance no doubt enhances it. All of Mother plays out from her perspective, and he shoots her that way, with a ton of tight close-ups, a number of long tracking shots, often following Lawrence. That house really does feel lived in, and it feels lived in her way. So when things start to change and it makes her uncomfortable, I felt it the same way. But I also do have to mention Bardem, Ed Harris, and Michelle Pfeiffer too. Really great work across the board here in terms of performances. Where Mother did start to lose me, though, was in the second half of the film, when things are ramped up to only extremes. It's still Lawrence's story at that point, but it moves so fast, and there are so many wild things happening around her, one after the next, and sometimes to the point of feeling repetitive. I noticed I started to lose focus, and that becomes especially problematic at this point in the film because so much of the imagery is just so unpleasant. If you don't have that same level of investment as the beginning, it starts to become upsetting. I do have a feeling this kind of crescendo was probably intended, but still, when I think back about what I took from Mother, I clearly responded more strongly to the earlier portions of the film. So there's a lot that worked for me in Mother, but did I like it? I can't really say I was sad when it was over. I'm not eager to see it again, and after the third act, I did wonder if I really needed this in my life, but I do appreciate what it challenged me to feel and then consider after it was over. So I think I'm going to give Mother 3 Deweys out of 5 on the Dewey Decimal Movie scale. It's not for everybody, and had I not made the Mother Earth connection while watching it, I don't think the story would have worked for me. I went to see it with my family, and they were not particularly happy when it was over, and I get it. They told me they were confused and found it off-putting. I do think they warmed up to it a little more as we discussed it, but I can understand why some folks might walk out unsatisfied and even kind of angry. And for those same reasons, I wouldn't be surprised if my feelings about the film changed after repeat viewings. I've been seeing a quote from a moviegoer that's featured in a Hollywood Reporter article making the rounds. It says, if you need to Google search the meaning of a movie when you get home, it was a failure. Love a movie or hate it. Isn't that what it's all about? If we don't feel the need to discuss, investigate further, or in this day and age, Google, what's the point, really? Clearly, I like making up my own mind about a movie after I see it, but I find it so exciting that you can then discover new meaning through discussion or research after. I don't want this to sound like I'm giving a pass to not understanding due to bad writing, but in Mother's case, I think the need to discuss is what makes it so exciting. I'm going to leave it at that, though, and now ask you to share your thoughts on Mother in the comments section below. Also, we're getting real close to a new Patreon cycle, so if you want in, now is a good time. For those who are already part of the team, you rock. I can't even begin to tell you how much I've been enjoying some of the personal conversations we've had and all the comments on the Patreon page articles, too. There's a link to that in the comments below. Please like and share if you can. Thanks again for watching, and I'm going to see you real soon.